across WA. This is Spirit Drive with Matt. Thanks to Chandler McLeod Group, your mining and resources recruitment specialists. Many vacancies, apply today. cmgjobs.com.au.
Well, WA, it is time to chat with one of the legends of Australian comedy. Sam Pang begs to differ and never shies away from it either, but we'll get into that in a moment. Tom Gleisner has a stellar CV, creating, producing, writing and hosting the nation's favourite movies and TV shows. From The Castle and The Dish to The Late Show, The Panel, Thank God You're Here, and now Have You Been Paying Attention, which is back for its 6th season. Tom Gleisner joins me now here on Spirit Drive. Good afternoon.
Oh, hi, Matt. Nice to be with you.
Congratulations on another successful start to the season. It's definitely come a long way from the days when it competed in the ratings with hits like Danos Direct and Mass for You at Home.
Yes, we were a little down the lower end of the scale, and I think the original episodes of Have You Been Paying Attention, I think they went to air at about 6 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, and a little hard to convince people to watch when the sun's shining and the water's warm. So nice to be in a slightly more prime time spot.
I remember watching the first episode and the first series back in late 2013. The humorous banter, the news emphasis, the instant chemistry. I knew you guys were onto something, but you're right, I felt it was definitely in the wrong time slot. And
also, let's not forget, it was half an hour, so we had to edit so much great stuff out. So, yeah, as I say, it was great that the network backed us, because that's a bit rare these days. You know, if a show doesn't instantly rate, it tends to be moved to the special new time slot of not on at all, of Family Feud. So, no, we're very, very pleased that they stuck by us.
Well, now you've obviously moved to Mondays at 8:30 or 8:40 or 8:47, actually, depending when Matt Preston finishes his tasting on MasterChef. But you've now made basically the time slot your own, and it's paying dividends.
Yeah, well, look, it's what is interesting and mildly disturbing too is people tell us that they get their news from our show. It's almost like Monday night, sit down, find out what's happening in the world, and I'd like to insist that people don't do that. Ours is not we're not exactly a paper of record. You really do need to look at slightly more authoritative sources, but it is nice that we've become, as you say, a little bit of a Monday evening habit for people.
Do you take comfort in the fact you were basically Australia's pioneers of fake news before a particular president of the United States assumed office?
We're proud. We're proud to be to hold that mantle. I mean, it's not fake. When I ask the questions, it's genuine news. But obviously, once the 5 contestants twisted sideways, it very quickly gets driven off the road.
How much of the show do we get to see? Because I think there'd be a few jokes that slip past the keeper that may need editing somewhat.
Yes, I think that would be fair to say. We tape the show on a Sunday afternoon. And then basically most of Monday is spent on conference calls with Network 10's lawyers that we try and we clean the thing up for broadcast. But eventually we get enough of the good stuff out, hopefully.
Now, I'm sure you would have been paying attention to the royal wedding over the weekend. I'm sure it's not going to be off limits on tonight's show. Reverend Michael Curry, what did you make of his inspiring sermon?
Well, I've just actually got a text through from someone to say that he's just finished, which is exciting. There, I actually thought it was great, Matt. As in, those events can be so stodgy and tradition bound, and really the cutaways of the members of the royal family trying to sort of suppress, well, either their mirth or their indignation. It was a real sort of rocket that the whole thing needed. I thought it was great.
Did you get into the fashions of the royal family? I saw on social media someone joked Camilla was wearing the remains of Aussie ostrich on her head.
That's a good point. I was particularly taken by the Queen's rather bold decision to go with lime green. But then again, the Be Safe, Be Seen message is an important one, and she got it out there.
Well, as I mentioned in the intro, Sam Pang loves to give you a bit of stick, but it's pretty darn hilarious. When did you cotton on that audiences were loving that style of banter?
Look, it was pretty early on. I guess we grew up watching quiz shows where the contestants were always so respectful of the host. There was always this, reverence that you had to sort of take what they said and accept what they said. So one of the things we've loved about Have You Been Paying Attention is whilst it's a quiz show, and we will always be a quiz show. It's turned that convention on its head, and there are some nights where I'm just under, attack from five. Even the guest quizmasters have been known to turn on me, which is, I think it's refreshing and certainly fun.
Well, you definitely get it back on track, and that's a testament to you. Finally, we were promised as well more Russell Coight in 2017. He got pushed back in 2018, almost halfway through the year. Are we going to hit the road again anytime soon?
Absolutely. I can guarantee Russell is returning later this year. The series is all shot, and we're just cleaning it up now, and you'll get to see the man in khaki wandering ineptly through the outback very shortly.
Is he going to be a guest quizmaster, possibly?
I think that's booked in. Last time we had him booked, he got lost on the way to the studio, but this time for sure.
Oh, looking forward to that indeed. Mate, it's a ripping show. We've waited a long 6 months for its return, but it is back on your screens after MasterChef on Channel 10 and Win as well. Nice to talk to you, Tom.
Good on you. Thanks, Matt.